depending on how long it takes, because
Well,
I gotta get my kids.
I just started, so
Okay, I'm just
too
saying.
bad. Everybody's gonna hear that. You can't see it.
I like how your dad wrote his name on the, like in the, under the O right there, like the band's name. Your dad just like Bad Company Lathe.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, so that's
Yeah.
a thing back in the day. Like, how are you gonna know it's yours when if you give it to somebody, like let them borrow it? You know,
Right.
you got to mark it somehow. The old lathe on there.
Yeah.
The one. I can't wait till we do the Led Zeppelin one. He's got it like on all the Led Zeppelin ones right in the front. Like, yeah, that's a good point. But now it's like, why'd you do that?
Yeah. It's not like he knew they were going to be worth anything.
I just listen to good music.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Technically the second one, right? Second album review?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second one.
Wait, talk again, Mike.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, there he is.
Hello.
I can hear him. He's there. Bad Company. By Bad Company. 1973.
Great
Okay.
record.
Great record.
I really enjoy that they named a song Bad Company. Like,
Bad Company by the band, Bad Company album,
Right.
Bad Company
well,
song.
a lot
like,
of people
just
our
keep it
age
simple.
are like, you ever listen to Bad Company? And I'm like, which one?
The
What do you
album
mean?
or the song?
They're like Five Finger Death Punch. And I'm like, no, get real, first of all.
I hate that
And
they
then
say
secondly,
shotgun too.
Take 2 weeks off from talking to me and then never talk to me again.
You didn't even listen to the whole album, so what are you
I
talking
didn't listen
about?
to the whole album, but I still knew that Bad Company wrote Bad Company.
You're right. Good point. Good point. So it was recorded in 1973. This is like the coolest part. It was at Headley Grange, that's where Led Zeppelin wrote like 1 through 4. Pretty sure, right? First couple albums. But this is also the first album released on Led Zeppelin's Swan Song. What an album to release that. That's crazy to me. So, do you know the lead singer, Chad?
No.
He's not a sir. Is he a sir? Do you know?
He might be.
Oh.
He might be. Paul Rogers. He also sang in another band. Do you know which band that is? They had a hit.
American
60
or British?
British. Well, they were hit. They were hit in UK and America, but
Rhymes with. It's not.
Rolling Stones?
I Might Plow.
It's not for you don't have to pay any money. It's free.
It didn't come up on the mic, so you might be good.
Oh, I said Rolling Stones, but
No.
I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's
Can't think of their name.
Yeah, you
They
probably
use the flat. Is it the? Damn it! Never mind. Whatever.
free.
I'm out.
So All Right Now, you know that song. All right now.
Yeah,
That's so.
I still don't know who sings it though.
So, oh gosh.
You know I'm terrible with that.
Well, yeah, I'm not the best either, but basically, who did he take? He took the drummer and the bassist.
Simon Kirk. Bassist he did not take.
So he just took Simon Kirk, the drummer from Free, right?
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, then then he has Mick Ralphs. Who's the other guy? He was from Mott the Hooples. What a name. Who's the other guy? Ready for Love.
The guitar player?
Yeah. It's got Paul Rogers, Simon Kirk, Free. I thought there was somebody else.
Mick Ralphs.
Yeah, I said Mick. I thought it was a 4-piece.
Boz.
Oh, Boz, yeah. Okay. Yeah, my bad. But basically, it like reached the top of the Billboard. And then it's, like 5 times it's been the best, like in the top, like best-selling album since the 1970s. But I really wanted to get, I text Mike the picture, and I really want to get his opinion of like, do people just like Paul Rogers? Or it was like, did you guys see it as like a super group? Like, what did you think of that album? Do you think it was going to last kind of thing? Or do you think it was like a money grab? Or
They're like an influencer, influencing group, I think.
okay, same.
Led Zeppelin. 68, 69, 70. They played the Isle of Wight in Free.
Here, hold on. Gotta get you louder.
Hello.
I don't hear him at all.
Hello.
There.
Check one. Check one. Check. Hey.
Right there.
Hey. Ho, ho.
Hey.
That's the magic, baby.
Yeah, we got Mike live now.
So, are you saying that they were like an
I
influencer
believe so.
type of band? Like,
Yeah.
you think that's what the name is about? Like, went with that the whole genre? Like, your parents would be like, "Yeah, you're hanging out with bad company. You're keeping bad company."
I'm not sure.
Like
where we
that
got
guilty by
that from.
association type of deal.
I read it somewhere why he said it. Basically, somebody I can't remember if it was Mick or if it was Simon. Somebody just said, like, they were just throwing out names. He's like, bad company. And Paul Rogers was like, yeah, that sounds good.
I like it.
I mean, I like it too. I just love the black on white, easy to read, Badco. Just so good. I
Yeah.
saw Bad Company and ZZ Top.
Think about how easy shirts would be to make. Like, if they were doing that back then, just be like, yeah, just Badco on the front.
I think
Sell them for $35.
well, actually, what was merch like? Was it just T-shirts or like T-shirts and posters? Really?
We had everything. Wallets.
Really?
Probably had more. You think?
Velcro wallets?
Yeah. Leather.
Fuck yeah.
A lot of leather. Those feathers that you clip onto your
Earring?
earring.
Nice. Fuck.
Yeah.
That would be fucking sweet.
So when did Paul Rogers shave his unibrow?
That's tough.
Was that a thing? Was that a conversation piece?
I wasn't born yet.
Oh,
I was going to say, didn't you say you were born in like 77?
72.
2. Okay.
well, I just love Paul Rogers because like he looks like a wild man and free. Like that's him now. Looks like a normal person.
He's still hitting it.
He's still hitting it. Did you know too? He also played with Queen for a while. Like he toured with Queen, so it was like Queen and Paul Rogers, and it was a 2004.
So,
But
Queen
he
was
would, like,
gonna be my
play-
guess, but I didn't think it was possible.
But like he would play like as, his own stuff, and then he would sing with Queen also. Like I thought that was crazy. I didn't even know that.
Boz Burrell.
Oh, yeah.
What?
King Crimson.
Yes. I was waiting for that. But basically, like I consider him like one of the first like super groups put together. Kind of. It was a little different back then, but like I feel like that's a super group. I feel like Led Zeppelin was kind of like that. Well,
It's right when things are changing. Kiss was starting to get, and then you start to have, like, I prefer Free just because they're a little.
was that when like the two guitar thing became like really prevalent? Like that is that when it started kicking in with them? Yes. Because that's another thing I noticed. I was like,
Yeah, we
okay,
were talking about that not
these-
very long ago.
Yeah.
He played guitar, too.
yeah,
He'd play guitar on some of these songs. With
Yeah. Paul Rogers is the man.
What? Yeah, we were talking about like what Black Sabbath and
Tony Iommi?
yeah, and then I guess Zach Wilde played with
He played with Ozzy.
Ozzy. That's what it was.
That was a Blizzard of Oz album, right? When Zach Wilde came with Ozzy?
Yeah,
That was after.
It was after?
Yeah, that was later.
yeah, we were just talking about how
Bark at the Moon?
artists were picking like
That was Jakey Lee.
Like-
Market.
elite guitar players and having them, and then like Dave Grohl. We were talking about that, how he formed that band.
That one band, the Foo Fighters?
No, it was a different. No, remember it was a different band that we were talking about. Like, it was just maybe for one show or something like that you had mentioned. But it was like you had these guys that were really good, either at like singers or like in Dave Grohl's case, drummer, and then picked guys that kind of were in the top of their class as far as like other instruments.
Yeah, and like his friends too.
Yeah.
Like he's great at putting bands together. He's good at like finding people.
I can't remember what.
I feel like Paul Rogers is
Queens of
pretty.
the Stone Age, no?
Yeah, he was so. Yeah, so
Maybe that's
him
what
and
it was.
oh my God, what's his name? The lead singer, and Sir Paul Jones. You know who that is? Bassist for Led Zeppelin. Oh, that was New Fang. So like they created two bands.
That's exactly
So,
what you
like,
said that day too.
yeah.
Was that yeah?
Yeah, so Dave Grohl. Oh my gosh, why this is so bad? Casey's gonna get mad at me. Casey and Dan are gonna be like, "What's wrong with you, man?" But they formed like a band together and like wrote their first album. Like he's on like two of like the recorded albums, I think 2 or 3 of the first ones. But then he didn't really tour with them. He just did a couple shows. But like, yeah, Dave Grohl he's the man. He's the man. He might have sold his soul, but who knows? But it's working for him.
No, if we should really get into that, but
when he started Foo Fighters, a lot of people didn't know it was
They
the
just
drummer from Nirvana.
Well, he cut his hair. It was short. And like they said he like went into hiding too. Like he like disappeared and wrote that album. Like he just sat in a room and wrote it all out by himself, and then like he got, these people to play with him.
Sorry, got us off topic. I was just remembered that we talked about that.
No, I mean I love it. I think I kind of forgot until like I said I text Mike and he's like free. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I didn't even think about that really. But I saw Paul Rogers play with Bad Company, and then it was Chris, oh my gosh, I can't remember. Rich Robinson, the guitar player for Black Crowes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Chris and Rich. One sings, the other one plays guitar. He was playing with Bad Company, so I got to see him play with Bad Company. And they opened up for ZZ Top, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And, I mean, I think it was like 5, 6 years ago, so it wasn't that long ago, really, but it was amazing how well he could still sing and how he was, like, effortless with his singing, and I was very jealous. And it also, he kind of, like, moved up there for me. Because when you do that well in, like, a live setting, I'm like, gives me, like, way more props where I'm like, okay, you guys are like a band. Like, you guys are the real deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bad Company also is just, like, a great album. Here,
He didn't really, when it was with Free, he was a blues singer in the 60s. I mean, he loved the blues, so he didn't really, there's a point when he was in Free that they were getting, success, and he was doing all this stuff, but he just wanted to sing blues stuff.
I feel like this is pretty bluesy. Like, I feel like, I mean, definitely more, like, ramped up. Like, the guitars sound great. I forget how good the guitars sound on all these, like, 70s albums.
Free is one of my favorite, and this is one of my favorite drumming records, because Simon Kirk is kind of like, there's a reason he took him to Bad Company. I mean, if you go back and watch Free live stuff, it's Simon Kirk, he's holding down the fort.
Well, Chad, do you remember how this album starts? Remember how I told you this?
It is just drums,
It's just
isn't
drum.
it? Yeah.
It's like a big kick snare, and just comes right into. So good.
Yeah. It almost sounds like, I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd just think the dude was fucking off, really. I mean.
Yeah, like they're just like, we're about to start a jam session.
Yeah.
Just boom.
Mm-hmm.
Just comes right in.
Not too many fills. He's not hitting like all these other
No.
drums. He's on that hi-hat and
just
the snare.
I mean, is that like, so I know nothing about drums, but to me it almost sounds, and I don't mean this derogatory, but it's almost like just basic, like, drumming.
Like
Ringo,
like
it's
Ringo,
nothing fancy, like it's just what it is, and like.
But
keep it simple.
He kind of, if you watch him in the live stuff, he's looking at Paul Rogers the whole time. So he's accenting off of his vocals. And then he's accenting with cymbals, and he'll accent with a hi-hat. He's accenting off of what he's singing, and he's like singing to the whole thing.
How you want me to watch you when we play is the same thing he's doing, but with
Basically.
the vocals.
Yeah.
Wild.
No, it's very good, but like that's the same thing. It's very simple. It doesn't have to be crazy, but I feel like can't get enough. Dude, what do you think about Rocksteady?
I mean, the whole thing is great.
That's what the only time is like I still love it, but it's like the way I choose is like the only one that's not like, I don't think it's like a banger that just sticks out, but it's still really good. I think it's because it's a little bit longer too. Is one of the, but like can't get enough to Rocksteady, Ready for Love. It's hard to beat that. That's a pretty good opener.
They're from the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, Bad Company, the song just blows my mind. It makes more sense now, naming themselves Bad Company, hearing that and being from the UK where like guns and shit aren't allowed, and they're talking about born with a shotgun in my hand, and like it's like that whole mutiny, like rebellion, and that's why I like the song.
But they don't say shotgun, they say six gun.
Six gun. Okay, yeah.
That's why I
just Finger Death Punch changed it to shotgun, didn't they?
I don't know why. I just don't like it as much. It just doesn't sound right.
Six gun is better.
That's the thing. I remember now. He did name it like kind of a cowboy theme.
Really?
I think there was like a cowboy phase that was happening in the early 70s.
I feel like most of the UK guys, they pretty much said they like old blue, like they wanted to be like old blues, like rock stars, like from America.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, I remember Rolling Stones specifically, but a lot of those guys, I feel like that was kind of like, that's what they were getting in, where they're like, this is what I want to do. Like, I don't want to do like boy band stuff or like, you know, choir boy stuff.
They're over there wanting to play that music and then seeing like Hank Williams and Haggard and all those guys over here.
No, like Muddy Waters. Like they're listening to they're listening to like 20s, 30s, 40s stuff.
I'm saying they're seeing these guys that are like really like rebels of coming in around the same time.
More of it is just like the realness of it and like the grittiness of it. I feel like a lot of it was, I mean, you can't really beat the blues because that's some real stuff. But I think it's also the rawness of it, how it doesn't have to be like perfect. It's like it's a noise, and you're telling people like it is, whether you want to hear it or not. Like that's how I kind of interpret it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But essentially it's the same chords, but just like I feel like this is when people really started getting tight with bands. You know, like all those like people they're listening to, it's like individuals,
right?
Where it's like kind of like, you know, like Little Richard, where he plays the piano and then he has a big band behind him, you know, but it's like Little Richard's band. Is like I feel like that was when like bands were starting to get tight and being like individuals, where it you didn't have to have one guy. You're just coming together and trying to write good stuff. But it's tough. It's so tough to pick my favorite song off this. But do you have one?
Me? Yeah. It's gonna be Bad Company.
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, I like Ready for Love.
Also, the piano. I mean, I've told you guys this a million times, but I realized like I am in love with like bands that have piano in them, and Paul Rodgers is great. Like everything he composed in here is just like.
Well, we were talking about that too. I think the other day when like it started, and then I think, I was like, "Is that a fucking piano?"
Yep.
Paul Rodgers, baby.
He played a lot of instruments.
Yeah. Dudes put a lot of stuff together. Oh, what's your favorite, Mike? What's your favorite song?
Probably Can't Get Enough. I mean, it just comes right out of it just starts right out. And it's kind of a carryover from what they were doing in Free, which you listen to the hi-hat, you listen to that's to me that's what it means.
I love the solo, and I was gonna say that because I love like Bad Company's kind of slow, you know, and it builds up, it ramps. I do love that one, but like I said, it Can't Get Enough comes right out. Mm-hmm. But like like just it's very simple, but like it was very original still. Mm-hmm. And then again just bluesies, but I love how he's always like he's always screaming like like he's always doing those weird things in the background while that's happening, and the like the back vocals are just so good. But
I almost feel like sometimes, like with that song in particular, it almost doesn't fit that genre for me.
Can't
like,
Get Enough.
Yeah, or it's just like I don't know. I feel like a lot of, and maybe this is the American side of rock and roll. I guess we were just degenerates over here at that time, and it was all about like drugs and partying and women and everything else. And I know that that's what this is, but it's in more like a hey, I'm talking to you, bitch type of way. Like it's a romantic, like one-on-one, personal kind of the words are, and then you have like
I think
Motley Crue, who's
I think
girls, and all this stuff, and it's just like
I think more of like early. I think like Aerosmith.
Yeah,
Aerosmith,
true.
Where they're like long hair, like big crazy weird scarf stuff all over, like dangly things, but they're like gonna come out and kick your ass.
Yeah,
but just bassist, guitar player, drummer, singer.
Which I guess what I'm talking about is later into the 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
and even later 80s. But still, it's just like
this is 70. This is like 73. So like he said, Led Zeppelin 1, 2, and 3. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? It's like 1 and 2 were the same year, right?
I'm not Sure.
1 and 2 or 2 and 3 were like the same year. So it was like 69, 70, 71. They had like 4 albums out.
Yeah.
And they were great.
Well, even like Led Zeppelin, though, for me does not, and I guess that's just the progression of the genre that, and I've never really paid attention to that, but like some of Led Zeppelin, I'm like, I always thought of them as like this, I don't know, not like just a harder band, I guess, maybe. Like, and I don't know why, but some of their songs even are the same way for me.
Well, so like, I agree with you. Like a lot of their stuff is blues. It's stolen, but it's like blues stuff. It's just blues with, he's playing out of an electric guitar now, and he's got a Les Paul, and he's got a Fender amp. Well, no, he did Marshall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marshall. Like he just ramped it up and cranked it up, and he just didn't try to like keep it quiet. They were like, we're gonna blast in your face, like just boom, come at you. But these are like the hits of '73. So like Midnight Train to Georgia, Gladys Knights and the Pips, the Isley Brothers. Like we're talking Motown era, like Dewey Brothers. I didn't know, dude. American band, Grand Funk Railroad, dude.
Paul Kossoff was the guitar player in Free.
Cher.
And that's
what I'm saying. That was the time.
Had,
the Allman Brothers.
Him himself was kind of like the Motley Crue stuff you're talking about. And Paul Rogers wanted to do music. So it's kind of like.
And so this is what I think of, honestly. Like this right here. And I would not have categorized this in the same, and it may not be the same genre as Bad Company. What? Or like you got Elton John right here. Saturday Night's All Right. Like
that's what I'm saying.
So that's that's I guess where I just never paid attention to that. Like it just slowly progresses into what you think of the hair bands and all of that stuff. And growing up, that's what my parents listened to. So that's what I listened to when it came to rock and roll. And I would have never really put this with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why like I feel like it's even more special and kind of groundbreaking. Well, not groundbreaking. Oh, would you say groundbreaking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was
I feel like it was just like, where'd this come from? It's very like it's very simple, and people are like, how? They're not like, how did they do that? It was like, that's great, like that's fantastic.
It wasn't
like,
a jammy thing, jam band,
Yeah, it was very. I feel like it was very thought out. Like,
right.
I feel like it's a pretty good mix of like what was, and then they're kind of stepping into that more of that. It's just me. That
I don't know what happened.
They're kind of You can with Bad Company, you can kind of hear it progressing to where I'm talking about, like with the harder music and just the acting a fool type of shit. And
well, like I told him though, like I feel like the two guitars, like the heavy guitars and drums, just keeping it going when the lead singer can really do whatever the heck he wants. But I mean, Paul Rogers is just an exception. But like looking at this is even funnier though. Like I don't know who Charlie Rich.
Charlie Rich, yeah.
What's that?
Listen to it. The most beautiful girl in the world.
And with this stuff, I guess you know how you normally say I listen to the lyrics instead of the music. With this older stuff, I kind of switch that around. Like the lyrics come second, and then
like 1973 Slade. Come on, feel the noise.
I was gonna say, what is Slade? Is that like a rock?
It's like
that seems like
a
ZZ
cartoon
Top
album.
Song. Seems like be a ZZ Top song, really.
Yeah, that does. Squeeze me, baby.
They went into the 80s with a hit.
Eddie Kendricks. Desperate. Oh, don't sing it. Don't.
I'm not going to, but
we'll get flagged for that thrown out.
I mean, this was leading into the 80s hair band kind of stuff. I mean,
that's like when these guys are like starting. Like they're like, "Hey, I want to start a band." Heck yeah! Here, I'm gonna go back.
I guess it's crazy to me that these songs were the influence behind, like, what I was just talking about. Your Motley Crue, Def Leppard, like all of them guys.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of drummers being over the top, that dude doing it with one arm, it's a little much. You know what I mean? Like, come on. We know you're good. You don't have to.
He's very good.
I mean, I feel like it's motivation too. You have like they were really huge at the time.
King Crimson. Oh man.
Have you seen them or like do you know anybody that's seen them live?
No.
Never even heard of them.
I think they have some songs in a movie. Buffalo 66, if you listen to that.
Buffalo 66, King Crimson.
I
I wish my uncle was still alive. I got to ask my aunt, but I'm pretty sure he did. But he is also old hippie he was like at Woodstock. You know, like.
Do you want to hear a wild story I just heard yesterday?
No. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I do. Yeah.
You know the band Foreigner?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a dude that was in Tennessee, and I think it was the guitar player or the lead singer for Foreigner, was like, hey, you know, they were talking at the bar or whatever. He had no idea who the guy was, never even heard of the band. And he's like, do you not know who I am? He's like, no, I have no idea. He's like, I'm in Foreigner. He's like, what the fuck is Foreigner, you know? And like, they were having a conversation about their lives and shit, and the dude's like, oh, well, don't you think it'd be cool to do coke with me, you know, like with somebody from Foreigner? He's like, I have no idea who you are or what you're even talking about. So he's like, no, it wouldn't, you know, and he leaves. And I guess the guy was leaving about the same time, and he didn't mean to do it, but they were both walking out, and he spit, and he accidentally spit on this guy's Corvette. And he was like, what the fuck, man? You know, like,
I sing in Foreigner,
yeah.
man.
He's like, I don't care, you know, like he's telling the guy, like, I have no idea who you are or what band that is.
That's
But-
lame. I would. He didn't sing anything. I'd be like, hot blooded.
Yeah, it sounded like it might have just been a thing where he was trying to lay low, but like this dude got to talking to him, and I just don't feel like you make up a story like that either. So it's just like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Fun fact: Legend opened for them back in the
Really?
day. Yeah,
Hmm.
I can't remember which show or something, but like, yeah.
Like around here, or like they went somewhere to do
I think
it.
I think it was like somewhere closer to St. Louis.
Well,
I
that's
can't
what I
remember
mean,
the
like
whole
not-
story, but like that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
That's cool.
I know a couple of the guys, but they also could be full of crap or just not remembering right, because I've seen some of those pictures, and those Legend concerts were pretty wild. Pretty wild. A lot of people there.
I've never heard that. Never seen them.
But like that's what they were like, you know, jamming back then.
Wake
Like
up.
that was the kind of like style they were going for. Dude, the spandex pictures are great.
Yeah, I've never
They're
seen any of that.
fantastic.
Was it guys from around here?
Dude, Joe and Danny and
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
what I thought you meant, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. And
Yeah.
I know that they played at Stony Hill, like, that's been a while ago, but that was like one of their last shows, wasn't it? Or their last show?
Yeah. Actually, I think their last one was the one at the at Memorial Field.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Were
I
you
still
at that
didn't-
one? You didn't go to that
Nope,
one?
I didn't see it.
I remember King Daddy was there.
I was going to, and then we had something else going on, I think, around the same time.
Dude, it was a blast. But Joe told me that like there was no lights on the crowd, so it was kind of cool, you know.
That
So,
would be-
but like he said, he's like we couldn't see you guys, so it was kind of took the fun away from them. Like he's like, I want to see all you guys. He's like, I knew there was a lot of people there, but
Right.
he's like, I saw like 2 of them in the front row, you know. What?
You're getting paged, I think, from upstairs.
Am I?
Maybe he was talking to Roscoe.
God,
Just making sure.
is that you?
But,
Gotta give. Yeah.
all right. I have
Anything
to go
to
get
add?
my children.
Yeah.
So I'm going to skedaddle.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end this. I mean, what
But
time?
I've
It's
had
like
the time of my life.
we're like right at 30 minutes. So, have you got anything else to add?
No, I don't. I mean,
What would you rate it out of 5?
from what I think I've only listened to, we kind of jumped around, but
W-
I would,
we-
out
we-
of 5, I would give it, from what I've heard, I'd give it a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 5.
5.
Boom. Let's go.
So we'll average
Do you-
that at 4.5.
But who's next though? Who?
It's me.
Have you picked it? You haven't
No,
picked
I
it.
haven't picked it yet.
All right. Well,
Do I have to go within a specific range, like yours? or are we staying in the 70s? Or
No, it
do
just has to be.
I
You just have to have vinyl.
have to have vinyl?
You have to show the vinyl.
Okay, I'll have to go through.
And then then once we're through all the vinyl and stuff, then we can start mixing it up a little bit.
Okay.
But now we want the physical. We want the
Well,
physical
I'm just-
good stuff.
I'm just saying, I seen a Christina Aguilera vinyl at Walmart not very long ago, so
Hey, get it, and we'll talk about it, and that'll be that.
I just couldn't believe they did it. Like, I'm like, why?
People are buying vinyl again.
I guess.
I think it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to listen to albums, so I don't know. I think it's a cool thing. I like the artwork of it.
I think it's cool too, but I think it's for a specific time. Like,
yeah, I agree with that, but I do like that bands that are having anniversaries and stuff are doing stuff with that,
yeah,
making special things. But it is also a money grab. But
true.
Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Go listen to Bad Company by Bad Company. The song Bad Company on there is very good.
Yeah, that's the only one that matters.
See you next week.
Peace.